Dr. Denise Fletcher, Dr. Robin Henderson, Dr. Patricia McCormick, and Dr. Melanie Walsh. And graduate students Dr. Prasanna Gore and Quinling Zhao. To inform you that earlier this year, thanks to the dynamic leadership of the President of the Alpha Mu Chapter, Susan Adams, and the tremendous efforts of the other officers of the chapter, Vice President Jennifer Wanda, Secretary Eric Lloyd, Historian Marie Miscellany, and Treasurers Meredith Gordon and Kevin Falk, and other current and past members, the Alpha Mu Chapter was awarded the Sustained Contribution Chapter Award at the American Pharmaceutical Association annual meeting in Nashville, Tennessee. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Ramadan. Those of you in the audience may not know that a number of our students, well, you know it, you may not know why, a number of our students wear gold robes. These individuals are members of the West Virginia University Honors Program. So those with gold robes, please stand and be recognized. The leadership abilities of our students are recognized through our election to Phi Lambda Sigma, Pharmacy's National Leadership Society. Professor Eugene McCullough, one of the advisors for Phi Lambda Sigma, will recognize those members of the class of 1996 who were elected to membership in this organization. Professor McCullough.
I am honored to have the opportunity of acknowledging graduates who are members of Phi Lambda Sigma, the Pharmacy Leadership Society. Phi Lambda Sigma is the national pharmacy honorary that recognizes leadership and commitment in the profession of pharmacy. It strives to recognize the doers, not necessarily only the officers of student organizations. The Alpha Eta chapter at West Virginia University has been in existence since April of 1990. Students are selected by peer recognition. They are nominated into the society based on their demonstration of service and leadership in the advancement of pharmacy. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing and be recognized as a student leader. Susan Adams, Sherry Finley, Jason Francisco, Talana Iser, Eric Lloyd, Laura Llewellyn, Marie Magdalene, Valerie Schmidt, Rochelle Sheehan, Misty Sulak, and Jennifer Wanda. Please join me in congratulating the graduates of Phi Lambda Sigma.
Thank you. At the recent annual American Pharmaceutical Association meeting in Nashville, Tennessee, if you were a faculty member from West Virginia, you couldn't help but be proud of a number of events that occurred. One has already been mentioned to you, and that was the award received by the Rokai National Honor Society, the West Virginia University chapter. Another award was received by our Academy of Students of Pharmacy. And that award was a Chapter Achievement Award, and I believe at the time Rochelle Sheehan was the president. I'm sorry, Valerie. Valerie, everybody may ask me to stand up here. That's the way to do it. Go ahead. In addition, Valerie served as the Speaker of the House for the Academy of Students in Pharmacy for the entire country. So people really learned about Morgantown and West Virginia with Valerie in there for a whole year. So congratulations. again recognize those students who are graduating with honors, to recognize their outstanding achievements, but for another reason, which you'll see in just a moment. The university establishes criteria regarding graduating with honors. It is my distinct pleasure to again recognize those students who are graduating with honors this year. As I read your name, please stand to be recognized. Please hold your applause until all names have been announced. To graduate cum laude, a student must achieve an overall grade point average between 3.4 and 3.599. Members of the class of 1996 graduating cum laude are Susan K. Evans, Gary Allen Ashcraft, Donna Suzette Cook, Jeffrey Thomas Eddy, Robert James Higginbotham, Darla Julian, Lori Nicole Justice, Dina Rydell McMunn, Michael S. McCullen, Marlon Jefferson Newhouse, Valerie Michelle Schmidt, Carrie Lee Skidmore, and Deborah Jean Stump. Apologies to Deborah Stump. Her name was on the program, but it was not indicated she graduated cum laude, so we apologize for oversight. To graduate magna cum laude, an individual must achieve a cumulative grade point average between 3.6 and 3.799. Those members of the class of 1996 graduating magna cum laude are Estelle H. Dow, Kevin Loren Fox, Meredith Elaine Gordon, Jill Marie Maurice, Marjorie S. Magdalani, Patrick Allen Moore, Chris Edward Moose, and Jane Bradley Wells. To graduate summa cum laude, a student must achieve a cumulative grade point average of 3.8 to 4.0. Those members of the class of 1996 graduating summa cum laude are Tina Michelle Daly, Shannon Marie Kennedy, Christopher Kyle Nealon, Jason C. Nestor, and Jennifer Michelle Wanda. It is now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Carol Dudacek, President of the West Virginia Pharmacists Association, Mr. Jeff Hammer, President of the West Virginia Society of Health System Pharmacists. These outstanding practitioners will administer the pharmacist's oath to the 1996 graduating class.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today as you leave your academic world and be able to bring you into your professional realm. At this time, Jeff and I would like you to stand, please. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. At this time, I vow to devote my professional life to the service of all humankind through the profession of pharmacy.
I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of human suffering my primary concerns.
I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal drug therapy outcomes for the patients I serve.
I will keep abreast of developments and maintain professional competency in my profession of pharmacy.
I will maintain the highest principles of moral, ethical, and legal conduct. Principles of moral, ethical, and legal conduct.
will embrace and advocate change in the profession of pharmacy that improves patient care.
I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. Thank you.
Thank you. In your diploma envelopes is a copy of the oath of a pharmacist. We hope you will engrave it and put it right next to your license so you can look at it every day. As a graduate of the School of Pharmacy, you are eligible for membership in a very important organization, the Alumni Association of the School of Pharmacy. To welcome the class of 1996 into the Alumni Association, I am pleased to introduce Mrs. Susan Meredith and Mr. Ronald Meredith, co-presidents of the Alumni Association for this year. The student response will be given by Ms. Jennifer Wanda, class president, and the individual with the highest grade point average in the pharmacy class of 1966. You're right, 96. So I got my awards. Susan, Ronald.
My wife and I, as co-presidents of the School of Pharmacy Alumni Association, would like to congratulate you on your graduation from the School of Pharmacy at WVU. We would also like to congratulate you parents out there who, without them, you would need the financial, and you were there when you were needed. Your graduation marks a milestone in your formal education, and with your knowledge, you will be prepared to advance into the next century and face the challenges we as pharmacists must be prepared to meet. A progressive school of pharmacy like ours needs strong alumni support. And we hope that you will continue to remember these needs, whether it be in a financial way or as preceptors to future students of pharmacy. Today we are presenting you with a one-year membership in the School of Pharmacy Alumni Association. At one time, our spring alumni meeting and banquet was the largest of its kind at WVU. Our goal is to regain this honor. If you have any ideas in which we can make improvements in our group, please feel free to contact us or the School of Pharmacy. Our first official alumni event for this year will be our annual tailgate party on October 5th when we play Boston College and defeat them in football. It's a talk game, so come early, have fun, renew your camaraderie, and congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Meredith, for the warm welcome into the Alumni Association. As the class of 1996 begins to financially and professionally establish ourselves, I feel certain that we will all be active and energetic members of your association. Standing here looking at my class, it's difficult to believe that it's been almost 3 years since we began our journey together here at WVU School of Pharmacy. With little in common except uncertainty and the desire to somehow get through the next 3 years successfully, we were brought together for the first time. It's amazing now to look back and realize just how far we have come. There have been many memorable events along the way, and friendships made to last a lifetime. I'm sure that we all remember our first encounters with the art of compounding, as evidenced by those charming orange stains on the sleeves of all of our lab coats, and our first medicinal chemistry final, before which none of us slept a wink. Unforgettable, too, was the annual trip to Eli Lilly in Indianapolis. The day before we left, Dr. Sarko assured us that if we had not yet lined it as a class, we most certainly would do so while in Indianapolis. He wasn't kidding. More recently, we remember the sense of accomplishment felt after completing our last set final exams, or the sense of pride felt after realizing for the first time that we had truly made a difference in a patient's life. Throughout our education, much emphasis has been placed on developing the skills necessary to practice pharmaceutical care. Kepler and Strand define pharmaceutical care as the rational provision of drug therapy for the purpose of achieving definite therapeutic outcomes. The problem with this approach is that many healthcare providers and the majority of the public still view pharmacists simply as dispensers of medication. Little is thought about the other numerous services we can provide. Although the error-free delivery of medications is essential, our responsibilities do not end with the simple filling of a prescription. As society's drug experts, we should serve as ready references for other health professionals and should play an active role in monitoring the uses and responses to medications. None of what I have just said is new to us. My challenge to you today is to make this common knowledge to everyone. Let us be the ones to break tradition, making one of healthcare's most underused resources one of its most valuable assets. Change is never easy, and we will likely meet opposition from many, including some of our own practicing colleagues. However, there is no time like the present to take action. As pharmacists move further from their dispensing roles, we must work to reestablish ourselves within the healthcare team. Now is the time to take responsibility and to prove our worth to others. As the role of the pharmacist continues to change, the opportunities available to us are endless. Without strict guidelines to follow, we will decide the fate of pharmacy. Anything is possible. In addition to the traditional paths in retail or hospital practice, one now can provide disease state management of ambulatory patients, or one can serve as a consultant for a long-term care facility or managed care organization. In addition, a bachelor's degree in pharmacy provides an excellent background for graduate study or a career in research or pharmaceutical sales. The choice is ultimately yours, but what I ask of you today is that whatever you do, remember those principles of pharmaceutical care and make them a routine of your daily practice. Last fall, as a ROCI member, I had the privilege of working closely with our Berkeley lecturer, Dr. Francis Palumbo of the University of Maryland. In closing, I would like to share with you a few lines from a letter that I received from him last fall. Quote, "Thank you for a most wonderful weekend in Morgantown. Best wishes to you and your classmates as you near the end of your program at West Virginia University. For those of you who are still uncertain about where pharmacy is going, do not be discouraged if your goals extend beyond what has been traditional pharmacy practice. Follow your dreams no matter where they may lead you. For pharmacy needs strong advocates in all areas of practice." End quote. Best wishes to all. Good luck studying for boards. I hope to see every one of you at the tailgate at homecoming this fall.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. That was great. We are fortunate in that the school receives a number of awards to be presented to students, practitioners, and faculty for their outstanding achievements. I would like to introduce Professor Carl Malanga, Associate Dean and Chairperson of the Awards Committee, who will announce the names of the winners. Professor Malanga will be assisted by Professor Clark Ridgway, Externship Coordinator.
Thank you, Dean Spredo. Certainly is a pleasure to have this particular duty in the program today. I have some instructions to the graduates who will be receiving their awards. Some of you may not know who you are at the present time, but if you would please, in a uniform manner, when your name is called, if you would turn to the right, exit your aisle to your right, and then process across the front of the stage and receive your award from Mr. Ridgway, the dean, or whoever is designated to give you a particular award. The APHA Academy of Students of Pharmacy Mortar and Pestle Professionalism Award, which is supported by McNeil Consumer Products Company, is presented to a graduating senior who exhibits those characteristics inherent in a professional as demonstrated by exceptional service and commitment to the profession of pharmacy through involvement in professional organizations and other extracurricular learning opportunities. This year's recipient of the wooden replica of an early American mortar and pestle and an attractively framed certificate is Miss Valerie Schmidt of Bristol, West Virginia. The American Society of Health Systems Pharmacists Student Leadership Award is presented to a student who has shown an interest in pharmacy practice in health systems and who has been involved and shown leadership in professional pharmacy organizations. This year's recipient of the award, which consists of a current edition of the American Hospital Formulary Service Drug Information Reference and a certificate of appreciation, is Michelle Miley of Bell, West Virginia. The American Institute of History of Pharmacy Certificate of Recognition is presented to a pharmacy student in recognition of superior achievement in pharmacohistorical studies as evidenced by their academic performance in the History of Pharmacy course as determined by the course instructor. This year's recipient is Julie M. Campbell of Oney, that is Ona, West Virginia. Outstanding Achievement Awards are presented to graduating seniors who have achieved outstanding academic performance, ranking them in the top 10% of the class not receiving other named awards. This year's awards will be presented by Dean George Scrub. The recipients are Ms. Stell Dowell of Princeton, West Virginia, Kevin Fox of Mount Clair, West Virginia. Meredith Gordon of Beckley, West Virginia. Shannon Kennedy of Beckley, West Virginia. And Chris Moose of Fenwick, West Virginia. Edward A. Tumpus Memorial Award is presented in recognition of a student who has excelled in his or her externship requirements.